Arizona. Shawn, is that you? Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another round. That's Arizona. Shawn, is that you? Hey, everybody. Welcome back to
Who has
another
the echo?
round. Is it me? Am I echoing? Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
All right. All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another round. You guys are here with us. I'm Jay, your host.
What's up, everybody? I'm Shawn Unfiltered.
And we're here with Courtney from Ready to Love. I know you guys are all excited. Hi, Miss Courtney. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Long work day, but I'm so happy to be here. Thank you guys for having me.
We're glad that you could fit us in your schedule. We know you're a busy mom and all, so you got to get it all done.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate you. Okay, so we'll just start off with a little, wind down question since you just got off. So we just get your brain going and free and loose. I'll start off with a little mind game question.
Okay.
So it's a little riddle. You have two coins. One of them, you have two coins that add up to 30 cents. One of them is not a nickel. What are the two coins?
Ooh, two coins add up to 30 cents. One is not a nickel. Oh, gosh. Oh, my God. I'm stumped. Because the first thing I thought of was a nickel. I was like, a nickel and a quarter. Okay, this is easy. I don't know. I really don't know.
Give up.
I do. Yeah.
Go with your first mind.
You said one of them is not a nickel.
One of them is not a nickel.
So the other one is a nickel and a quarter. Got it. Goodness.
Shawn, you got an opener question for her? Or a little riddle or anything?
No riddles. That's not my area of expertise. But since we're right on the heels of Thanksgiving, how was your Thanksgiving? Did you cook? Curious to hear that.
Oh, so my mom definitely caught me off guard. Typically, my mom is the cook every single year. About what was Thanksgiving on Thursday? I think Tuesday afternoon, I came home from work. I was like, I'm gonna go over to my mom's house, and I was asking her what her Thanksgiving plans were. She said, Thanksgiving's a lot every year for me. She's getting older. She was like, I was thinking about going to someone else's house. I was like, we didn't discuss this. We always have Thanksgiving here. So anyways, I ended up cooking Thanksgiving dinner last minute. And let me tell you, anybody that's in charge of Thanksgiving, that's a talent in itself. You start the day before, you're cooking all day, marinating all day. The next morning you wake up early. It is stressful. It is so stressful. So shout out to anybody that ever handles Thanksgiving by themselves or with very little help, because I'm stressed. I don't want to do it again. Don't want to do it again at all. But good. I spent time with my family. I had a really good time spending time with them. So thank you for asking.
Of course. What's your favorite Thanksgiving side dish?
Oh, mac and cheese. Come on.
Oh, there it is.
Come on. Literally.
That's it.
I was watching this Sports Center. This guy, one of the NFL players, goes and says mac and cheese is the most overrated side dish. Did you see that?
No, but that's disrespectful.
He literally, he's a black guy too. He said mac and cheese is the most overrated side dish for Thanksgiving ever. And some people were really agreeing with him. I don't know what's going on. Like, you don't deviate. You don't switch who makes the mac and cheese. You don't get to taste test. You don't get to switch up the cheeses. It's got to be the same every single year. So yeah,
that's definitely the problem, though. They probably have had some bad mac and cheeses every year. So
that's what
everybody can't make it. It's like, who made the potato salad? It's got the eggs.
But if you know you're good at something, Thanksgiving is not the year to taste test or give a trial run. Like, everybody knows their dish that they're good at, and you stick to that, and that's just that. So.
Mm-hmm. Okay, one last question, and we know you're a sports fan, fanatic like I am. Okay, so one has to go. Okay. Scottie Pippins, Muggsy Bogues, or Dennis Rodman?
Who was the second one?
Muggsy Bogues.
Or Dennis? Second one.
Muggsy. No point guards for you?
Mm-mm.
You like the tall men's, huh?
No. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm definitely, like I love sports. So we could talk that all day.
Yeah, I'm with you or whatever. That's my thing. I know you played basketball. What position did you play?
Power forward, the four.
Same.
I played in high school for 3 years. I think 3 years before I went off to college. So,
And what college did you go to?
Virginia State University.
Virginia State. Nice. Did you get a basketball scholarship there?
I didn't. When I left for college, I really wanted to get into the medical field, so I went there for nursing. And I really thought about it. When I went to college, I feel like the people that continue basketball kind of see that as a future, and for me, it was just an extracurricular activity. When I was in high school, it wasn't like a passion of mine. It was just something I enjoyed doing. So it wasn't something that I wanted to continue pursuing on a collegiate level.
Got it. I enjoyed playing too. I was like, it was my way to college. I done paid for school with it. I was like, come on now, give me something to do. keep me going in them early morning classes. Like, okay, I got to pass this class.
I know, I feel you.
Tell us a little bit about Courtney growing up to Courtney, who Courtney is today.
So I grew up with a single mom. I had an older brother. He's 4 years older than me. My father passed away when I was 4 years old in 1995. My mom remarried when I was 7 years old. I gained 2 amazing stepsisters. So I grew up kind of with like a Brady Bunch type of family. We had 4 kids in the house, running around, dogs, normal kind of childhood. Got to high school. High school was really weird for me because I was a dork. I was like the class clown, dork type of person. But I got along with everyone. High school was definitely interesting for me. Went to college at Virginia State University. To me, the best HBCU. I know a lot of people want to argue that, but I always rep my HBCU. And I think anybody that's been to one will always rep their HBCU to the fullest. After college, I ended up switching, which is really weird, into business. And I was actually doing business while I was in college. I just, just like every other college student, we have a side job that we're trying to put ourselves through school or just have extra income. So while I was going to school at Virginia State, I had a side job as like a hostess server at a restaurant. And then I moved up to a bartender, and then I moved up to a manager, then a general manager. And by 22, I was like the youngest Black female GM on the East Coast. Definitely not something I was looking into getting into, but I just kind of, like I said, went through the ranks. After I did GM, I did corporate training. So I was basically a regional manager. So from Maine down to Florida, I was just opening new locations, opening new stores. I was traveling with a team of like 7-8 people. So we just continuously traveled. I was like 23 at the time. So business was just always a side hustle for me. And it's just always been something that I never took seriously, but I was just good at it. So that's still what I'm doing to this day. I'm doing business.
And what kind of business are you into today?
Right now, I'm the director of operations and HR for a Black-owned service hospitality company in the DMV. It's called Kitchen Cray. They have 5-6 locations, maybe 10 to 12 managers and like 140 employees. So it's continuously growing. A lot of people have heard of Chef James Robinson. He's a celebrity chef. He's been on, Food Network. He's been on Hell's Kitchen. He's been on a few of those like cooking competing shows. So he's very, very, very popular in the DMV area. So yeah, he's continuously growing his company. We're looking at opening Virginia Beach, Houston. I think we spoke about North Carolina. So just constant growth is the main reason why I love this company so much. I don't like being stagnant. I like being with a company that kind of is continuously moving through the game. So I really admire working for 2 Black successful men, married with kids, grandkids, and they're really just doing their thing. I love working for them. So great guys.
So just kind of going fast forward to your Ready to Love journey, what made you decide like you wanted to, audition for the show and go on a show like Ready to Love?
My girlfriend, honestly, my whole life consisted of being a mom and just focused on my business. And I was really never giving myself any type of time. And I think it's important as a woman, as a man, as anybody to nurture your mental health. So my girlfriend heard about the show. She saw them I was single. I was just, and I have to say, just finished healing from my prior relationship with my son's father. I was with him for 4.5 years, and I was just ready to get back into the dating game. So I think 1 month into just starting to date other people, my girlfriend told me about the show. She was like, try out for it. I think you'll be great. Your personality's perfect for it. So I went through the steps, and a lot of people don't understand this is a long process. It wasn't an overnight thing. It wasn't a 1 to 2 week thing. It was 2 months of interviews. We had to do a background check. We had to do a health assessment with the LA doctor. We had to interview with producers, executive producers, casting producers, talent coordinators. I mean, it was literally 8 weeks of trying out to get onto this show. So I just took a chance and I made it on there, and it's been a journey. It's been a wild ride since.
So thinking about so what were your first thoughts when you arrived on set, when you were filming at the mansion and you got a chance to see some of the men that were there that were, some of the eligible guys to date? What were your first thoughts as you kind of assessed the guys there?
I think my first thought was that there was a lot of bald guys.
Come on.
No offense, but I think that was my first thought because I think 6 out of 10 of the guys on the show are bald. There's nothing wrong with that. There's definitely not. But you're talking about like a first thing. I was like, wow, there's a lot of them. Besides that, I think the guys looked incredible. I mean, all the guys were dressed to a T. I love a guy with a clean suit, a fitted clean suit. And I was just really curious to see what they were about, what they were into. I'm one of those people that I look for a first physical attraction. So if I'm physically attracted to you, that's how I want to continue a conversation.
And who was on your top when you first saw them, and who was on your bottom when you first saw them?
Oh, I haven't gotten that question yet. I got the top before. Corey was on my top physically. My dad's tall, dark, and handsome. My son's father's tall, dark, and handsome. My exes, I mean, they're kind of, I'm 5'10", so the tall part kind of goes hand in hand. My dad, before he passed away, was like 6'5". When I put on heels, I'm a solid 6 feet, so I love a taller man. The dark, I just love my chocolate brothers. I'm sorry, something about my brown and dark chocolate brothers. I love them. But Corey, for sure. Corey had I don't want to say amazing, a very nice clean cut suit on. So yeah, physical attraction for sure was him. Who was on? Tyrone, which not in a bad way, but Tyrone used to date my sister. So
that automatically X him out.
I have an older sister he used to date 10 years ago. So I was already down to 9 guys going into the process. So he was definitely X'd out from the beginning.
Got it. Safe answer. I'll let it be.
A lot of people don't know that.
We'll let Tyrone lay out. I would ask what was your number 9, but we'll leave it alone. That's good. So on your first date there, how was the interactions with everybody as a whole, the whole group, male, females, everybody?
The girls, I don't think we talked too much. I think everyone kind of had the same agenda. Everybody wanted to get in because the process is to date, the men, get to know the men. I think the girls really were just, I don't want to say standoffish, but we were all just like, okay, is there a guy that's not sitting with the girl? We want to make sure we're talking to everybody. It was a long day filming. It was 12 hours we were filming. And we were filming in the middle of July, hot summer day. We were all just trying as best as possible to keep it cool because you got to think, even though it's 12 hours of filming, we're constantly on camera. We always are mic'd up at all times. Even when we go to the bathroom, we're mic'd up. So we were trying to be careful of what we say because we didn't know if it could get misinterpreted by any type of way. But yeah, I think I just wanted to get to know the guys. I noticed Corey always found his way to wherever I was at, though. So I thought that was kind of funny.
Our dear friend Corey.
He's a character.
So we saw you had some interactions with Corey, obviously, with the love notes and that saga, and then you had some interactions with Courtney. Not Courtney, Cornelius. Between those two, was there one that you liked more than the other, or were they in the same position?
Before Corey got eliminated, I definitely liked Cornelius better because I think I was slowly starting to see what other people were starting to see and what they're commenting on, as far as his personality, as far as how he moves, how he does the copy and paste thing. I think I was slowly starting to fade off of him because I remember talking to producers and I remember just kind of the producers throughout the season, they would constantly pull each cast member to the side and be like, who are you feeling? Who are you not feeling? Who do you like? Who do you want to go on a date with? Because they want to make sure that when they're filming, they get what the people want to see. You know, they don't want to put you on dates with someone that you're not interested in because it's a waste of film for them, time, money, you know, and just for you guys as viewers, if I don't want to be there, then it's wasting everyone's time. I think at one point in time, one of the producers did ask me, he was like, you know, do you want to go on a date with Corey? This was, I believe, after the skating date. So the skating date was the only date me and Corey went on. It was a double date. But I think one of the producers had asked me after that skating date if I wanted to do a solo date with Corey. And I remember telling them no, because I think at that point in time, I had it was just kind of trickling downhill. Like I started to just, like I said, see certain things. A lot of the girls exchanged numbers on the first day of filming with the guys and the other women. I didn't start exchanging numbers until a couple weeks in because I was just so busy with my career job on a personal level. So once I started talking to the girls and I started seeing what he was saying, how he was moving, it became a turnoff for me. So I would say definitely that elevated Cornelius because of that factor.
Got you. They're asking in the comments, did you get a chance to see that Corey Rose video that he showed?
The Rose video?
Well, he did some video where he presented you with flowers. Yeah, I don't know if you...
It was a video of how he prepares to present somebody with flowers and stuff, like his special gestures, like his cards that he made for you. So it's a video showing how making simple things out of, you know, something.
No, I think no. Was this during filming or he did this after filming?
No, this was after. I think he did it when he interviewed with. He showed it on Little Black Book's channel. I don't know if he showed it somewhere else, but it looked like a promo press package or something, where it was like flowers, and then it was you and him together, and you know all that stuff.
No, I'm gonna be honest with you. Since we stopped filming in August, I have not seen any of Corey's interviews at all. I haven't seen his Little Black Book. I haven't seen Crystal Jordan. I haven't seen any of his interviews. I have no desire to. I have no desire to. As you can see, a lot of the cast members, even when I did Little Black Book's interview, they all came in. I think 10, 12 of them came in heavy to show love and support. Corey is exactly what you see on camera is what you see in person. Corey is a character. He is very interesting. He's just interesting. I don't watch his interviews. Because when you got to think, when we watch his interviews, we as a cast will look at them, or let's say one of the cast members watched it, and then they get in a group chat with all of us and they talk about it. It's the same thing you guys are seeing at the interviews. We saw that the whole summer filming, so it's not nothing new to us. You know, like. You know, if you guys ask him a question and he kind of beats around the bush or he doesn't answer directly, we already dealt with that the whole summer. We saw that, so it's nothing new to us. That's Corey in real life. So we don't watch his stuff. I don't know. Not to sound like we don't support him, but we know it's him. We know that's Corey. So
no, I hear you. So
besides Corey and Cornelius, was there anybody else that you were dating or talking to that we didn't get to see on the show?
Yes, I get this question a lot. Phil was somebody that really surprised production didn't show, but me and Phil, we filmed at the pool party together. We were like booed up at the pool party, at the brunch, which was the second episode. I would say the second episode, we did a brunch where Nephew Tommy came in. Me and Phil were both wearing yellow. We were booed up there too. They didn't show that. So yeah, I think something was kind of developing, but it wasn't on the forefront for the viewers. I think it was kind of off to the side. We definitely did a date before I got eliminated. We did like a tango date. We had a great time at that tango date. We talked, we laughed. So yeah, that was super developing. And you know, when I got eliminated, Phil was not happy about that. So, but it's what they want you to see. So that was definitely secret behind the scenes. I don't know why they didn't show that, but.
Don't worry, it was a lot of Phil we didn't see at all for a lot of weeks. I was like, "What?"
Literally at the pool party, me and Phil were talking for over an hour. Like I never talked to Corey or Cornelius that long, you know. But we were off to the side. We had 2 cameras on us filming us while we were talking. You know, we had great conversation. Phil's mom passed away. My dad passed away. We talked about that for a long period of time. We kind of had that connection of losing a parent. We talked about business and opening businesses. Phil's into the business life. I'm into the business. We talked about a lot of different things. Never, not one bit of that hour-long conversation you guys saw. So, and we were actually, since the second day, so on that brunch, me and Phil were asking the producers every week to put us on a date together so we could kind of see where it was going. But, you know, that's the way it goes in production. They show you what they want to show you.
So your dates with Cornelius was, for the most part, always a double date with Camille. Were these set up by production, or did one of you guys kind of like ask, "Hey, I want to do a double date," or whatnot?
For a double date. Let's throw that out there. I never asked for a double date. I would not, in the most respectful way, I would not want to go on a double date with Camille. That was not my desire. My desire was to come on the show to date a guy and meet a guy and get to know a guy. It wasn't to do it in a double date format, because in real life, you don't typically do that. I don't do that in real life. When I go on a date, whether it's dinner or drinks or whatever, I go on a solo date to get to know that one person. I know when I go on a double date with somebody else, you know, there's certain conversations that other person could be having. I just rather do it one-on-one. I'm really good at one-on-one conversations. So production definitely set up those double dates. Yeah, that was all production. And also, I feel like they were kind of trying to be a little messy because, you know, my top 2 were Cornelius and Corey. And then Cornelius's top 2 was me and Camille. Camille's top 2 was Corey and Cornelius. And then Corey's was different. Camille wasn't in his top, but I was in his top, and Moonbeam was in Corey's top. So, yeah.
And so how did Walter fit in that first equation?
No idea. No, like literally, we have no idea. We still laugh about that to this day because he didn't look uncomfortable. Walter played it off so well, but Walter wasn't in me or Camille's top. So I don't know why. I think maybe a curveball to see if I don't know. I had no idea. He played it off so well though. When he was like, "Let me just eat my shrimp," he played it off really well. So not sure why they threw that in there.
So I'm just going to ask this question because to jump to the last episode with Camille and her friends explaining how she is into premarital sex, and the whole sit down with you guys, she was basically acting like, you know, you guys were wrong for stating that you are okay with it. So looking back at all of that, how do you feel?
As far as what he said, how do I feel?
As far as Camille's comments towards you guys, you know, because I know you don't get to see her confessional comments or her faces and stuff. But, you know, when you look back at it now and see that, okay, with your friends, you're okay with it. But when we were all sitting down at the table, it was a problem to you, or it seemed like a problem.
I mean, personally, I think the thing about, I'm gonna say women, I'm gonna speak on behalf of myself. Sometimes us as women, sometimes we do a little bit too much to try to impress the wrong people or person. I feel like that was what she was doing in that moment. I mean, she obviously threw it out there. Anybody that's been following her journey since day one, she's been engaged 3 times. So when she spoke on being okay waiting, I felt like that was to impress Cornelius. Personal opinion, I could be wrong, but I really felt like that was to impress Cornelius. Or maybe she's taking on a new way of doing things because maybe her past relationships haven't worked out and she's done it one way. So I know sometimes as women, we want to try something different. Maybe. I was standing on what I said, you know. I definitely think it was heightened because of production, but I was going to stand on what I said. I know I said this on Black Book's interview, but he never had stated that he wanted to wait till marriage. He said he wanted to wait, which I think was something that we said as well. But it's kind of weird because in the last episode that was shown, I don't know if you saw me and my girls, we did a live interview last Friday. We kind of spoke about it and we said, Camille said to her friends, he wants to wait until marriage. That was never said to me. He never said he wanted to wait till marriage. He said he wanted to wait. So I don't know. I don't know.
Interesting. He never added that till marriage part to you. He just said he just wanted to wait.
No, to me. And if you see our double date with Walter, that one double date, me, Camille, Walter, and Cornelius, if you see that double date, he kind of chimes in and he goes, so you guys would never just wait, like, at all? You know, he never, if you look at how he insinuates things in each episode, he even insinuates that he's not waiting till marriage. He just wants to wait in general, which, again, you know, hopefully as he comes on and starts doing his own interviews, he can clarify however it was said. But to me personally, it was that he wanted to wait, not until marriage. So just clarification. So
interesting. Very interesting.
yeah.
Okay. Shawn, I'm lost.
So back to you and Cornelius. So did you get any of those FaceTime calls like Camille that were any shirtless FaceTime calls?
No.
Okay.
We did talk on the phone, but not on FaceTime. We did talk on the phone a few times though, for sure. Just not on FaceTime. Like I said, it was a little bit different for me than the rest of the cast.
Mm-hmm.
I have a toddler. I think that also is really a little bit different than the rest of the cast. I literally have a 2-year-old child that, you know, he can't just go to his room. He literally needs me hand and foot. So when we'd be filming all day, 6-8 hours, I would have to go pick my son up from school and then I'm back on mom duty. So a lot of the people that were developing and cultivating the relationships off camera, texting, FaceTime calls, phone calls, you know, I'd already been filming with these people all day. So now it was back to being mommy, you know, it was back to, I have to do the schedule. I have to pick up my work phone. There was times I'd have to step off the side, off set, just to take work calls. So there was a lot of things that were going on that I didn't have time to really put into it. But yeah, me and Cornelius definitely had phone calls at nighttime. They weren't like an hour long. They were short phone calls. I couldn't. I was so tired.
No, I hear that. So I'm curious, you know, because definitely I hear that you know, career woman, you have a lot of things going on, a lot of balls you're juggling in the air, you know, and you're a mom. Who is your tribe? Like, who do you lean on to kind of like help you? Who is your support system?
Probably my mom. I get a lot of my demeanor. I get a lot of who I am from her. She did 32 years in the United States Army. So she juggled being a single mother and, you know, she retired as a command sergeant major, which is, I mean, an extremely high rank. So she juggled, you know, having a big workload. She juggled being a single mom and just doing the best she can. So she's somebody that I confide in. She's somebody that I go to for advice. And also she helps me a lot. She still helps me a lot. She's, you know, my son's grandmother. So she definitely knows and sees me trying to struggle. And when I say struggle, I'm not saying struggle in a sense of like, hey, I'm like at the bottom of the barrel. It's more so like she sees me just trying to balance it. I don't got life all figured out. I don't really think none of us really do. We're just kind of taking life as it comes, you know, day by day. So she definitely helps me out as much as she can. And I'm really appreciative of her. So yeah, definitely her.
Gotcha. No, that's just always something that I think about because, you know, I'm sure, and what I hear, you know, often is, you know, we've been talking throughout this interview is, you know, you having to balance so many different moving pieces and then try to navigate your personal life as well. So would you say you consider yourself a single mom, single parent? Are you co-parenting? How's that going?
I consider myself single as far as like relationship status. We are co-parenting. I think my son's father had to step up a little bit more just because of how busy my schedule was. Between, like I said, filming, we were filming 50 to 60 hours a week. That's a full-time job. I also had my full-time career job with, you know, director of operations and HR, and then being a mom was full-time. So, you know, I definitely had to rely on my son's father a lot to step up to kind of not really help out, because I feel like asking the other parent to help it doesn't sound good, but to really just take on more of a role, you know. I think, you know, our relationship's a little bit different because we are not together, and we, you know, when we speak, when we talk, we solely stick to just our child and whatever his needs are, whatever his school needs are, how is school today. So yeah, as far as that, co-parenting, I think I could say we're co-parenting. I'm a single parent, but I guess we're co-parenting. I know people like to finesse those definitions a little bit.
No, it makes sense. I think you clearly laid it out. So with that, would you say, like, let's say you started dating somebody seriously, would he be somebody that you would want to introduce him to?
Are you saying the person, my next guy, when I introduce him to my last guy.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Okay. I think that's super important in a relationship. And we've had that discussion. My son's father's 7 years older than me. I'm 31, he's 38. So he's definitely, he's older, he's mature. We have had conversations about our child being around other adults. We've had our conversations about if him or I decide to date somebody else, we both are in agreement that that person needs to meet the parent. It's important because everything that's going on in this world where you see articles, stepmother, child alone in the house, like you got to be careful with who your kids are around. You never know people's intentions. You never know what people are about. You could start dating someone and think you know them after 2-3 months and then find out something about them that you were just caught off guard. So we are co-parenting and trying to do the best that we can for our child. We have agreed on, they have to meet the other parent first if we are dating somebody, as well as, yes, I would want the next person that I'm dating to meet my son's father, just out of a mutual respect. It doesn't have to be, Black men don't have to be beefing. We're not doing that over here. Just the same way I don't want to, beef with my son's father's new woman. I want to be able to respect her, reach out to her. At some point in time, if they decide to take it a step further and she becomes his stepmom, I want us to get on the same page. Discipline. I want us to get on the same page about eating habits and everything. We don't have to beef. We can raise a child together. It's all about my son. That's it at the end of the day.
I love to hear that. I think it's super important. A little bit about me. That's why I was kind of curious about it. I was married for 5 years, and my ex-wife did have kids from her previous marriage. So just wondering and was interested in that dynamic and how you managed it all. So thank you for sharing that with us.
I haven't gotten to the point yet where I have introduced a man to my son's father, or he hasn't introduced a woman to me. We haven't experienced that yet. We're about 13 months out of our relationship. So we haven't crossed that bridge. But I think in relationships, it's important to be transparent about your expectations of what you want in your relationship and what you desire. My expectations as a mother was to say, hey, I want to make sure that if my son is around another woman, please have them speak to me first, or please allow them to meet me first if it's serious, just off the strength of being a mom. I need to know who's around my child. And vice versa. As long as in a relationship, you guys set the boundaries of what is going to be the standard moving forward, I really don't think as mature adults, there should be anything else to discuss. This is the child. This is the most important thing, his well-being, his care, and that's it, so.
That's lovely. It's a Leo thing. I understand trust. I sound like I'm listening to myself 20 years ago.
All about my baby. That's it.
I was going through the same thing 20 years ago. Trust me.
Tough, girl. I'm not gonna lie. Tough.
I mean, it does get better as you continue. It gets better, and the relationship will form, and it will be stronger between all three of you. And that's the biggest thing that you really want, is to show your child that there is still a functioning unit, regardless if it's in two different homes.
Absolutely.
We're still on the same team regardless.
Absolutely.
So that's the main thing. I love it. So with that being said, are you interested in having any more children?
Yes. Absolutely. I know a lot of people, I want to kind of chime into this. I know a lot of people, like I said, we filmed a lot of hours. We talked about a lot of different things. Now, I know a lot of people got on me about, how I was talking about sex before marriage. I know people got on Camille about her speaking on finances. I want people to understand that we were filming a lot, so by the time they get to these parts where we're talking about certain subjects, we've already talked about everything under the sun. And I do think it's important in relationships to talk about things that are difficult, because you don't want to waste your time, and I don't want my time wasted. To bounce off of that, I was dating a guy for about 6-8 months. And after 6-8 months, I found out he had a vasectomy. Now, is that the worst thing in the world? That was his personal choice that he decided he wants to go with. And I support that. But I knew I was destined to be a mother. I knew I wanted to be a mother one day. So with that being said, these are important topics that you also want to dive into. Meet somebody. You could meet somebody, think they're the perfect person in the world, and they don't want kids. They don't want kids around. But let's say you come with 2 kids. Now that relationship might not work out, So talk about these tough questions as you get to know people. For me, yes, I want more kids. The next person, if they tell me, hey, I'm done having kids, I'm 39 years old, I already have 3 kids from my previous relationship, I think it's a beautiful thing. But I was destined to have a unit, a basketball team, a starting lineup. I don't know, maybe not 5, but at least I do want at least 3 kids.
So 3 more, or just 2 more from the one you have already?
2 more. Yeah, I want my son. I grew up. I'm the youngest of 5, so I grew up with brothers and sisters that I can rely on, call for anything. So I want my son to be able to experience having that sister or that brother, you know, however that comes about. But yeah, I want my son to have siblings. He deserves that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
since women are crucified for, you know, leading with the sexual orientation part of ourselves, let's lead into this with Cornelius, the leg, the sit down, the overall conversation.
mm-hmm.
With that, we know that everybody gave you a hard time because, you know, according to how it looks on the scene, he says he wants to wait. You look like you're pressuring him. So everybody is saying you're leading with the masculine energy more so than your feminine energy. How do you respond to it?
It's you know, it's honestly something that I don't shy away from. I, you know, along with the rest of the cast, we obviously see a totally different side than what you guys see when we're not mic'd up or when we're not on camera, when we're hanging out. I reciprocate energy, and I say that to say, I know a lot of people were like, oh, every conversation she leads with sex. Like I said, everything is production based. They're gonna make it seem like I just come into a conversation, I start talking about that. I've talked about everything. I've talked about business. I've talked about motherhood. I've talked about, you know, childhood traumas. I've talked about, you know, college. I've talked about my life story over and over and over to different guys that I was talking to on camera on the show. By the time we get to the topic of we're getting to dive into stuff that's deeper, like the whole date with Walter, Camille, Cornelius, we're talking about sex before marriage. We're at that point now where we're going to start hitting the trigger finger. We're going to start talking about tough questions. As far as touching his leg, it was energy reciprocated. I think a lot of people saw, you know, me touch his leg on camera, but off camera, he might rub my back, or, you know, just like I had sent a picture to, I know a lot of people were curious about the picture that I sent to Little Black Book. After that date that I got eliminated, we ended up, it was a 2-story rum spot in DC. I forgot, I think it was called Rum Bar or something. We went downstairs and me and him are just hanging out, kicking it. You know, he's touching the outside of my thigh. I'm sitting between his legs, like we're showing affection. So I think it came across wrong because my affection was shown on camera, but his affection was shown more so off camera. He could be shy. He could be uncomfortable doing things in public. That could be, he might not be into PDA. He might not be into that. Does it look disrespectful? I can understand how it comes across to the viewers as it looking disrespectful. But again, you know, the things that you guys see on camera are different than what's being shown off camera. So hopefully when he goes and he does his interviews, he elaborates that, you know, that affection piece was it was something that was mutual. You know, it was mutual. So.
Did anything else transpire other than a leg rub?
No, we never kissed.
Okay.
We never took it to any other level ever. It was more so affection. Like I said, physical touch, love language is one of mine. So like, yeah, a leg rub, like he rubbed my leg, I rubbed his leg on camera. He would like touch my leg off camera, or he would rub my back, or, you know, long hugs or things. It was just showing physical affection between 2 consenting adults.
Right.
I know a lot of people sat there and said he looked uncomfortable. He's a grown man. If he felt uncomfortable at any given point in time, he could have definitely spoke up about it. Cornelius, it has 6, 7, 8 years on me. He's definitely mature enough to speak on behalf of himself if he felt any type of discomfort. I know a lot of people were trying to make me out to, I'm trying to seduce him, and he's grown. He's grown, I'm grown. We're consenting adults. If he ever felt uncomfortable, he was more than willing to do that. Just like off camera, if he touched my leg or rubbed my back, I could have done the same thing. I'm grown, you know? So I know people want to throw that out there. Let's just.
Yeah, no, I got you. Listen, it looked all well and good to me, you know? So why wasn't there a kiss? Was it just not the timing, or would you have kissed him if he would have initiated?
As much as I show affection, I think kissing is another level. I think there's levels to showing affection. You know what I'm saying? I think there's like, holding hands, rubbing somebody's leg at dinner, maybe a kiss on the cheek, hugs. I mean, we just never took it to that level.
Okay.
Never took it to that level. We just did it. So.
Okay. No, I think we clarified, and you had some supporters over here, because we all watched and we saw he definitely didn't look uncomfortable. I think the thing that probably some people saw was some of the things that he said versus the interactions that he was having with you, and then some of the playful banter, especially when you mentioned, well, he better pray that he has sex with me before marriage. So what was that comment about?
I'm a goofball, y'all. Like, I'm really like, even with the cast, we go out to this day. At least 15 of us go out every 2 weeks. We hang out. I'm the goofball of the group. I'm the funny one. So that was just me cracking a joke. If you saw in that scene with Walter and Camille, I forgot how it was worded. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I was like, yeah, if I want to talk to a guy, I should be able to. And I touched Cornelius's leg, and Cornelius responded. He goes, yeah, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. He verbally said there was nothing wrong with that while I had touched his leg. Camille is across the table, and Camille goes and says, no, she cannot. She cannot touch your leg. But he had already approved it. That was before the rum date, where I was wearing the red dress. That was on the double date with Walter. That was probably second or third episode. I forgot which one. But he had already approved it and said it was okay. If it was not okay, he could have said it right then and there. You know what? Yeah, I'm cool with it, but I want to get to know you better. Like, he's grown. He can speak. He can verbalize that. I know everybody wants to, and I'm not saying you guys, not at all saying you guys. I'm just saying, like, the viewers. I know a lot of the viewers want to stick up for him and, kind of go in and say, I'm making him feel uncomfortable. He's grown. He can talk. He can do all of those things. He's flirting too. He's still a man at the end of the day. His flirting might not be as assertive as my flirting, and that's quite all right. His flirting might not be on camera, might be off camera. That's quite all right. It's whatever works between those two consenting adults, as long as they're both okay with it. If he's okay with me touching his leg, then, that's that.
So as far as Cornelius is concerned, is there a different Cornelius when he's with you in the group and then opposed to when he's around Camille? Or should I say, like, when Camille is around? Is he a different person? Would you think?
Yeah, I would say that. I think with Camille, how do I put this respectfully? I think he's scared of Camille. I mean, I don't know what other way to put it. I really feel like I think he's like scared of Camille because, on the roller skating, like you could see throughout the season on the roller skating date when I was, I think Camille and Cornelius were sitting down talking. Me and Corey were skating around, and Cornelius turns around. He looks at me skating. And then she goes, what are you looking at? And he turns back around. Like, things like that. It's just, it comes across controlling. It does come across possessive. When I walked into the skating date, I gave Cornelius a hug. It was a normal hug. There was actually a gap between us. I don't know if you saw that. Like, there was a gap. I hugged him. He hugged me. Camille, that's enough. That's enough hugging. Things like that. I think a lot of the reason why me and Cornelius didn't work out is because we wouldn't have worked out. I like a man to stand on his values. I like a man to stand on his morals, and I support that. But I also want a man to not feel like he has to walk on eggshells to impress anybody. If that's who you like, if you like me and you like Camille, it should have never taken me or Camille to convince you that you shouldn't be with the other person. Like, with Camille, you could have had a conversation with her at the pool party and told her, hey, like, this is what it is. I'm in this process. I'm getting to know all the women at the same time. And that's what it is. That's what a man does. A man stands on how he feels without feeling swayed by another woman. I feel like Camille swayed him a lot of times throughout filming. And just like you saw in this recent episode, Zadia told him, you didn't get to know any other women. Whose fault is that? Is that Camille's fault or is that Cornelius's fault? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, Camille was possessive, but you can't put that on her. Cornelius, again, is a grown man. If you wanted to get to know other women in this process, you could have done what other men did. People were laughing at Phil for going on 3 dates. Cornelius was so like gung-ho on staying near Camille because he felt like she would be mad. He felt like she would be scared. I mean, I remember when we went to after the pool party, we went downstairs. This was off camera, but after the pool party, we went downstairs and you're not going to really see it, but production had me and Cornelius walk down the steps together. And I looped my arm through his, kind of like if you were walking in like a gala or something. I looped my arm through his, and he kind of whispers, he's like, uh-oh, Camille's going to be mad at me. What? Like, I don't want to be with a man. I would never want to be with a man like that. I want a man to be firm on who he likes and how he feels about people. So, you know, just the thought of him being nervous around her, or scared, or just how she would feel, it's just, that was a turn off for me.
So kind of after you've had a little time to, you know, digest things since, you know, being eliminated, do you see yourself going the distance with any of the guys?
No. We, like I said, we all hang out to the day, Christmas parties and in Halloween parties, we all hang out. We've gotten to know each other on a personal level since we stopped filming in August. I think we're all just one big happy family. I know when you get eliminated, the first thing they say is, Courtney, you are not ready to love, but that doesn't mean in general. It just means you're not ready to love the 10 guys that Oprah's network chose for this show. There's however many guys left in this world. I think it just teaches you a process. You know, you get to learn a lot about yourself and a lot about vulnerability and putting yourself out there on a national TV show. But I can't see myself with any of these guys seriously now.
Got it. So you mentioned that you guys hang out, right? So who's the crew that hangs out, that you hang out with?
I knew you were gonna ask this question. Who is the crew? Me, my riders, Carrie, Aisha, Liba, Tasia. We have a group chat. Those are my girls. Who else hangs out with us? Phil, Frank, Walter, Lamont. Who else? Is that it? It's like 15 of us that hang out, that we're all in a group chat. We're all cool. There's a select few that are not in there. So
so for some of the we'll leave their names out, but why would you say the ones aren't in the crew that you named?
The people that I hang with on personal time, we rock off of one thing, and that's good vibes, good energy, good aura, and just positive attitudes. You know, we uplift each other, we shout each other out, we post each other's accomplishments. They've supported me with my business, you know, opening a new location. We support each other. The ones that we don't hang out with have chosen we have invited them, but we have chosen not to hang out with us, and we're quite all right with that. And then also they just vibrate on a different energy. You know, I just can't vibrate on that energy. I'm always in a good mood. I'm always super positive. I'm always wanting to get the group to drink and have fun, and let's dance and let's have a good time. Let's eat. Like, that's just my energy. So, you know, the girls that we don't hang around, the attitudes, the behavior, the pattern. I mean, you guys are going to I don't want to chime too much into it, but as you guys keep watching the episodes, you'll see the separation in the group, and then you'll also see again why we don't hang out with them up until this day on personal time. So
yeah, that's why I kind of was touching on that to just get some insight, because from the last episode it looked like there was some beef that was going to start to brew, you know, in the communication, especially around the ladies round table. And it was starting to, you know, some tensions were starting to form. So I was just curious to see if that does play out a little bit. So it sounds like it does. I know you can't talk a whole lot about it, but it sounds like there's more for us to see, huh?
Yeah, you'll see it play out a little bit more. You'll see what we see, and you'll see the reason why when we post group pictures, why certain cast members aren't in the group pictures. You'll see it. You'll really see it. And I know a lot of people talk about production and the editing and all these other things. I think production does a fairly decent job at highlighting people's positive traits, but also negative traits as well. And like I said, as production goes on, you'll start to see the reason why the cast has divided on filming, and then also when filming was over in real life, you know? So yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, we see that divide already. I see a little bit of that divide on Instagram already. No worries.
Yeah,
I've seen
it's
pages.
hard to figure out. It's really not
Hmm.
say it. You guys can go on there, look at our Instagrams, and you can figure it out.
Yeah. Well, you could tell the energy on the show too. So let's play a little game of future matchmaker on the show. So if the
Okay.
contestants left, who would you think would make the final and be an actual solid couple?
So here's the thing. I have to be careful with how I answer this because I already know who makes it to the end. We all know.
No, just you, like knowing them, period. You don't have to like speak on what it is, but if I know it's kind of hard to tippy toe around it if it is a close answer to what the answer is at the end. But like what I'll say, like I would see Phil and Aisha being a good match, except for the kid situation.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Nye and Zadia.
Nye and Zadia, I can see that their energy kind of matches a bit.
Yeah,
okay.
Nye and Zadia. If I had to pick, just based off of this last episode as well, I would say Nye and Zadia kind of make it to the end because they're opposites. So,
and with the eliminated ones, who would you have thought would have made a good couple with everybody?
Carrie is actually like a gem, and the guys really. I mean, I don't want to speak on myself. That sounds kind of crazy, but Carrie's my girl. I talk to Carrie every single day. Carrie is a gem. She's a gem. Like she definitely should have stayed in this process a lot longer. I wish the guys really got to know her, but it moves so quickly, like so quickly. So she's definitely somebody I could have seen going further. As far as who she would go with, I don't know, but she definitely deserved to build those relationships. She's an amazing woman. She has a lot to offer to a relationship. So I definitely would have liked to see her stay longer.
Mm-hmm. Same. I feel like the same.
Yeah.
Some people are asking about Lamont. What's your thoughts of him, and if you thought he got eliminated too early?
I think Lamont got eliminated at the right time. Yeah, I think Lamont got eliminated at the right time. I think Lamont was extremely nervous on the first day. That when I'm looking back at it, the conversation. I think the conversation was kind of like job interview. Like he would ask a question, you would answer it. And then typically when you're talking to someone, it's a conversation. So, you would open up the floor, you might ask a question, you answer it, and then it flows into a conversation where you're both going kind of back and forth. His was like question, answer, question, answer, question, answer. And, some of the ladies kind of felt like that, but nonetheless, he's a great guy. I think he just needs a little more swag. Like, I think he needs to be around some of the guys to kind of flow around the women. You ever have that group of guys, and you have that one guy that, is a little different than the rest, but you got your big brothers that are supposed to help you with the women. I think Lamont is that guy. Like, I think Lamont is a sweetheart, but I think he's kind of misunderstood. I think the guy should have kind of took him up under the wing and just kind of showed him how to be swaggy and cool and flow with the conversation. I think he would have done so much better, because he really is a great guy.
Just not Corey, right? Not Corey helping him out, though.
Corey was a little too much.
Corey would have volunteered his services real quick.
Of course. He signed him up for his classes, $8.95 dates, first dates.
Had Lamont all messed up. Did you get a Lamont poem?
I did not get a Lamont poem. I did not. Did I talk to Lamont on the first day? I did briefly inside. I don't think we were on camera though. I think we kind of briefly talked. But it didn't really go anywhere.
Since you guys been off the show, have you heard him in any spoken word or anything?
We haven't heard him, but he is a part of the Cool Kids crew.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
He's a part of our crew. Like I said, our crew's pretty deep, but there's a few that ain't make the crew.
They didn't make the cut, huh?
Everybody ain't fit.
What about Shawn and his biller too?
Oh gosh. Shawn's a part of the cool kids crew too. Shawn is another one that's misunderstood. Shawn actually, I was out maybe a month and a half ago. I popped into a cigar lounge with one of my girlfriends. She was looking at getting some cigars for, I think, one of her guy friends or something. It was a birthday. And I actually ran into Shawn, and Shawn bought me and my girl a drink. We chopped it up. I was like, Shawn, I never even got to talk to you. Like, it's 20 of us. I never even got to like really get to know you on this level. But, you know, I said this on live last Friday, the whole bill or two, whatever works for you in your relationship. I'm not here to judge, you know, for me to go and say, you should pay half. You know, the man should take care of all the bills. It ain't my relationship. Whatever works for y'all. I don't know. So, you know, the bill or two thing, it was pretty funny. We did laugh about that, but yeah, whatever works for him and his relationship, go for it. I'm not here to judge. I'm not on trial. So
Hallelujah.
Would that work for you though?
Every relationship I've ever been, I've always made more money, salary wise. I'm not saying that to be cocky, by no means. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, in my relationships with my son's father, we split everything. We did. I mean, I don't even know if he wants me to say that, but we did split everything. Sorry, am I still on here?
Mm-hmm. You're here.
You're here.
Ooh, ooh.
Is your battery dying?
Ooh.
Nope.
Am I on here?
Yes, you're here.
Oh, God. Did it come back?
Yeah,
Yes.
we see you. We see you.
Okay.
We hear you.
I think it's a little delay.
Sorry.
You okay? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can't hear y'all. I had a phone call coming in. I can't see you guys, but it's okay. But yes, can you guys hear me?
We can hear and see you. You still look good, child.
Yeah.
So yeah, for me, my relationship, we split everything. Like I said, I did make more money than him, but I wasn't the type of person that just worked for us. You know, I don't want people to judge my relationship. It works for us. I'm not here to sit here and say, you know, a man has to 100% provide. And, you know, at the time I was making more money than him, so he should be the one spending all his money. That's what worked for us. We just had a child. He's degreed up. I'm degreed up. He was still figuring things out. Was pulling into my late 20s. So that worked for us. I was not mad about it. And, you know, it is what it is. So
I like that.
Did the show teach you anything more about yourself and what it is that you want in dating?
I learned a lot about myself personally. But as far as switching up my methodology between how I am when it comes to men, I know a lot of people sit there and say, Courtney, sit in your feminine energy. You know, you give off masculine energy. You give off this alpha femaleness. For me, that I'm not shying away from that. I'm not going to switch that up. The way I see it is like, there's a reason why me and Cornelius would have never worked out, because he is extremely shy. He's timid. He is very like into his turtle shell. And I understand it can be a lot for some men, but I don't want to dim my light to make others feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like the men that I have been with where they've been great relationships, successful relationships, even my son's father, have never dimmed my light. They always made me feel, you know, they've always made me feel like a queen. So that naturally in an alpha woman is going to dim. It's not going to dim, but it's going to make me come into my feminine self, you know? I know, like I said, I know a lot of people are looking for the answer for me to say, oh, I got to switch up. But I'm Courtney. I know I'm that fiery Leo. I know that's a lot for some men, but the right man is out there that's going to accept me, and he's going to want to build off of those positive traits that he sees in me. He's going to want to uplift me. He's going to want to start a business with me. He's going to look and see the beautiful traits in me that make Courtney. So I don't want to change who I am. I just want someone to come and elevate who I am and lift me higher.
Love it. So tell us, so in a relationship, how is Courtney in a relationship?
I am very, I've said this before. I have a really good guy friend. He calls me Cookie. I am hard on the outside, but I'm very soft in the inside. I want a man to lead my family. I want a man to lead my tribe. I want a man to be the provider, the protector, all of those things. But in order for a man to lead, I have to respect him. I have to trust him. I, you know, have to have that loyalty. We have to have just the mutual understanding between us. Again, I don't want to have to dim my light for somebody. I want a man to be able to see me and I just automatically follow his lead because I know he's leading us into a greater place. I know he's leading us into a higher place. You know, maybe he wants to give us the most beautiful house, or maybe he's taking a job offer and he knows it's going to make our family better. I will follow a man's lead. I just won't follow a man's lead to the middle of nowhere, you know, like to the darkness. I'm not going to just follow you to anywhere. I want a man to actually step up to the plate. And then someone like me that has that assertiveness, I can back down. Automatically, I can back down, you know? So.
No, I love it.
Yes. Yeah, talking to the choir at this point now, sis. So what is the right man besides being tall, dark, and handsome? What other qualities would he need to tame the Leo that is Courtney?
Someone that is, a lot of people think that an alpha man wouldn't get along with an alpha woman. They feel like we would bat heads or we would bump heads. A lot of people don't understand that alpha men are not always the loudest ones in the room. They're not the ones that are beating their chest. They're not the ones that are controlling the narrative. Those are the ones that have the respect. You know, someone that moves on a calm, cool, collective manner. I'll refer back to Corey. Me and Corey would have never worked out. If you really look back at it, we would have never worked out because he was always trying to compete with me. And, you know, the type of relationship I want, I still want my man to move silently, but I don't need him to try to compete with me as far as attention or, you know, the I'm better than you mentality. I want him to, again, look at my strengths and try to uplift me. And I want to do the same thing for him. That's just how it's always been. My mom's relationship was like that. You know, my best friends, they have the similar relationship. Like their mom's the alpha female, but she knows to back down when dad is making the rules and setting the standard. It was always like that. That's what works for me. So someone that's calm, cool, collective, someone that, you know, we go out to an event or a gala or a Christmas party and he just lets me shine. And he just lets me, you know, because I'm a bubbly energy. I'm a social butterfly. So I'm going to talk to everybody. And he's just chilling. He's cool. He's having his private conversations. He's hanging out. You know, but when babe says it's time to go, it's time to go. So someone that's just like that, someone that's got that energy. So I can respect that.
So is there any leeway on this, you know, dark and handsome part? You know, do the light skinned brothers, the medium shade brothers, do they have a shot? Or is strictly, you know, that's your type. You're not swaying.
Can he get a tan?
I don't know. The light-skinned guys that have tried to talk to me always tried to compete with me. They took longer to get ready. They took over the mirror. They had all their hair products on the counter. I don't know. I just
come on, Courtney. That's not fair. Don't do us like that.
I'm sorry, Shawn. It'd be like that sometimes.
The light-skinned dudes thought they looked better than me. They were trying to compete. I don't want to compete with my man. I don't know. I just haven't had success with them. I really haven't. I don't know. I just like my brown brothers.
How brown can they be? Like, you know, how far to beige can we get?
Can we stop at like let's do like a light brown. Anything other than light brown.
Michael Ealy. Is that too light or?
Yeah, I'm thinking more of like I'm trying to think of an actor. What's his name he was on what's his name? Oh man, I can't think of his name. Lorenz Tate. Lorenz Tate?
Lorenz Tate. Okay, that's a nice brown.
Lorenz
yeah.
Darker.
No, wait, Lorenz Tate, that's his name.
Yeah.
I got Tay Diggs in my head at the same time. I was like, hey, this is dark. No, Lorenz Tate is his name. Yeah.
Yeah. Look at him. He's Shawn.
The same, right?
He good. That's what
Shawn,
you know, because I mean, we all deserve love out here. You know, just don't discriminate.
Lorenz Tate's got a nice little toast on him.
Yeah. Listen, Shawn, I told you, I said, I'm not against the light-skinned guys. It's just the guys that I dated before. I didn't have success with them. Like I just didn't have success with them. So, you know,
I hear you being diplomatic. This is you in your corporate role right now, but don't worry. See me in the summer. Then we'll talk.
Get a little
that New York glow.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, we done held you long enough. We don't want to keep you all night, but I can't talk to you all day because you got that energy for me, and I love it. It
Are
was
you,
a
by
pleasure.
the way?
Look, hmm?
Are you a Leo, by the way?
Yes, I am. The very last day, God decided He got it right and moved on.
My Leo sister. My
Me and my
Leo sister.
sisters
I
are all
love it.
Leos. Yes, we are. I'm in a household of females with Leos. We all Leos
Ooh, that
from the
was that.
beginning.
I,
Oh no, it was beautiful. We did the girls. We're all girls, so we got along. It's fine. And then we're like five. Me and the baby are 10 years apart, and the one in between is 5 years apart. So it's like a nice little space between us all. And funny enough, we're born that same way. The baby is at the very first day. The middle child is directly in the middle, and I'm the last day. So it's funny how it works out that way.
I got a lot of love from the Leos. I'm not gonna lie to you. When I was reading the comments, the Leos were like, "Go after what you want. Get that man." Like they were. I don't know if they were what type of influence they were trying to place on me, but I think they could kind of understand a little bit more about me,
Mhm.
my demeanor, and who I really was. As I started to open up and started to do interviews, they got to know me. So I really shout out to my Leos, man. They definitely repped me hard. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, we understand. We know our personality is just, it's different. It's outspoken, but yeah, former President Obama was a Leo, so y'all get it together. Respect and love.
Love it.
Come on, Scorpio, what you got to say?
Oh man, we just finished their season.
Yes, we just came out of it, and we had a good go at it too. But so just thinking about the show, everything we talked about, is there anything, not regrets, but like, is there anything you would do different? Are you glad you went on the show? Those are like my last two questions.
Experience wise, definitely glad I went on the show. It was a great experience. Stressful, like I said. I mean, I know people are like, "Oh, it's a slow season, nothing's coming about." I mean, some of us kind of understand where you guys are coming from. It's post production, they did a different job than what we were expecting because, like I said, we filmed so much. If I filmed 50, 60 hours a week, other cast members are filming just as much. So there's a lot of uncut footage that you guys haven't seen. So make sure you guys are always asking the right questions when it comes to interviewing people because, there's stuff that didn't make it to TV. But regrets, no, not at all. I do wish production showed more of who I was. I do wish production showed Courtney. I wish they showed, my motherhood. I wish they showed my business. I wish they showed, how I battled some childhood traumas and I overcame them and it made me the person I was today. I just wish they showed a little bit more of my substance. I know people are just automatically assuming I led every conversation with sex. That definitely wasn't the case. So I do wish production showed me. If I could go back and do anything different, what would I do? What would I do different? I don't really think I have any regrets. Like I said, I think the only regret, like I said, was production not really showing my full story. I wish they got to show my entire story. But as far as regrets, y'all, I don't think I have any. I loved filming for Ready to Love. I definitely recommend it to anybody that wants to try out for it and is able to, be in front of cameras and put themselves on a national platform. Take it easy on the cast members because a lot of us showed vulnerable sides of us. A lot of us put ourselves out there to be judged by people that don't know us. So, while we're going through this process of watching the episodes, definitely make sure that you guys are realizing that we are human too, and we do have a lot of things that we go through on a day-to-day basis. The good comes with the bad and the bad comes with the ugly. So as long as you guys keep watching, it's definitely going to get spicier. This season is, finally picking up. Oh my gosh, it's taking a long time. So I'm ready for it. I'm ready to see what production has for us in the next couple episodes. So stay tuned.
And I know we do kind of judge, and that's us as humans. We do that, but we're not judging you guys as a person. We're judging what we see on the show for other people. So I want to send this out to the cast as well. I know sometimes we go in it and we go hard, but we're using you guys as a visual example for certain behavioral tendencies and characteristics that people have that in our real everyday life. And so, we only do get to see a part of you and we just use those portions.
And I
of
wish,
what we see.
not even just myself though, I wish production did that for my other cast members as well, you know, because I know all the cast members on a personal level. So I wish they kind of showed their life stories. You know, the show's called Ready to Love. So
Mhm.
I wish they kind of elevated on, like, for example, you know, Tyrone, people were talking about his mental illness, you know, and how he was stationed overseas and everything. I wish they talked about that. I wish they highlighted that. A Black man, you know, dealing with PTSD. I wish they highlighted that. I spoke about my father's suicide. You know, I wish they highlighted that, you know, childhood trauma. I wish they kind of showed more of that versus what they're showing now. But, you know, I'm not in production, so we all have to just go with what they're showing. So I definitely get it. I definitely appreciate you guys watching and tuning in.
So before we conclude, because you kind of opened up a door that I was curious about a little bit. Anything outside of the things that we discussed tonight that you would have liked to have seen or talked about that didn't get shown on the show?
So I am in the greatest hood in the world, motherhood. I have the most handsome, beautiful, smartest 3-year-old boy. I spoke about damn near every time I had a mic on. I was talking about my son. I had so many people when I did an interview last week, they were like, I didn't even know she was a mother. I spoke about him every time I had the mic on. I am so proud of my baby boy, so proud of him. He makes me emotional just talking about him sometimes. I spoke about childhood traumas. I spoke about losing my father to suicide. I spoke about my mom battling breast cancer. I spoke about prison reform and my brother, you know, going to jail. I spoke about being a businesswoman. I spoke about taking care of my family. I spoke about a lot of different things that kind of knocked me down in life, but brought me back up. And, you know, a lot of people didn't get to see that side of me. And just the same way I've said in other interviews, like, I never want people to feel sorry for me. I just want to tell my story, and I want people to take with whatever they can from that. You know, I'm not a worst case scenario. Everybody's been through something and are still going through things. But the biggest thing I can say is I'm here today, and I'm a testimony to anybody that's ever wanted to quit. I'm a testimony to anybody that's ever wanted to give up, because I've had those type of feelings at times because I felt overwhelmed. But through my support group, through my faith, through my, you know, just love for wanting to just be a better mom, person, human being overall, I'm here. So I'm thankful. And I hope you guys, you know, follow me on IG. I talk about my son. Follow me on Twitter. I talk about, you know, traumas and mental illness and things like that. We all highlight things that we're going through personally. So if anybody can get anything from this, just like I said, just know that the strength that you exude on the outside, like, don't think it's a cover. You know, we're really going through things, and you're okay to be human. It's okay to cry, and it's okay to fall down. But at the end of the day, as long as you pick yourself back up and keep going, there's nothing that can stop you. So.
Awesome.
No, thank you for sharing that. Now, you mentioned your dad, and I lost my dad at 16 to an aneurysm. How old were you and your dad when you lost your dad?
5. I was 5.
Wow. 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 And what are some of the things that you did to, you know, as you got older, or your family did to help you navigate that loss?
Therapy. It's a stigma in the Black community. A lot of people think you have to go to therapy when you lost someone in your life, or when you, you know, something bad has happened. Therapy should be on the forefront of us, you know, Black people in general, the Black community. We need to go to therapy. So at a young age, losing my father to suicide, my mom definitely put me in therapy, because she was like, you know, I need you to understand what this is, and I need you to be able to process that pain. Unfortunately for me, therapy was not very successful. Could be the lioness in me. I'm not exactly sure, but I don't open up to people at all. So meeting a random stranger, because that's typically what therapy is. You know, the very first day you go to therapy, I'm sitting in front of somebody I don't know, and they're like, tell me about yourself. So here you are opening up to somebody you don't know at 5 years old or 6 or 7 or however old I was when my mom put me in it. But like I said, I'm a cookie. When it comes to relationships, the biggest thing that for me, that I would say when it comes to relationships, the biggest trial and tribulation for me is that I don't open up. So a lot of the guys that I've dated, they feel like they never get a chance to know me, or they feel like they have a hard time getting to know me, because it takes me a long time to trust and open up. Over time, just like I shared with you guys, you know, some of my childhood traumas, I've learned that I, again, can be a testimony to somebody else. Somebody else is going through something. And if they learned anything about me in this hour and 14 minutes that we've been on here, they could sit there and say, okay, Courtney's went through this. Courtney did this. I can too. So I try to take that as a positive instead of a negative.
Thank you for being a living testimony. I appreciate it. We all do. As far as moving forward for Courtney, what a couple more questions? Would you ever do any more reality TV?
I don't think so. I don't know. I probably wouldn't. Like I said before, with reality TV, you could film hours and hours and hours. In reality TV, at the end of the day, they're going to show what they want to show. And it might not be the things that you want to show. Like I said, I just gave y'all a list of a bunch of things that I talked about that never made it to camera. So I don't ever want my perception or my reputation of what people think of me to be in the eyes of a production company. I don't think it's fair to me in a sense, because again, I'm just trying to be an inspiration to somebody that's going through something. And if you don't show that, they're going to take, just like you said earlier, they're going to take what they see as this overly sexual person, and this person that leads conversations with sex all the time, which wasn't what happened. And they're going to make it on TV, and they're going to make it good for TV. It's not really fair to me, because like I said, it doesn't give people the right perception of me, and I deserve more. I deserve better. So would I do reality TV? No, I wouldn't. Would I do maybe acting? Maybe I would. I would venture into that. That would be fun, because that's actually following a script,
Mhm. And any dreams or aspirations that you want to accomplish moving forward with your life?
I want to open my own business. I know I say I'm a businesswoman, but I don't really feel like a full-fledged businesswoman as long as I'm working for somebody else. I do have a boss. So, I am big on writing business plans. I have a business plan I've been working on for about 3 years now. I want to open up my own spot in DC, in the DMV area, working with investors, kind of like how they have Club Live in Miami. They have Catch Steak, the restaurant in LA, Vegas, New York. They have all these, high end places. I just want a spot that is Black owned by me, that I can run and that I can call my own and just be a boss of, whether that's a restaurant, a hotel group, whether that's a nightclub, a lounge. I just want something to call my own. And I want to be able to sign people's checks, not have them passed out to people, because I just want to be my own boss. That's really what I want. So just be on the lookout for that. Hopefully in the next couple of years, you'll see me kind of blossom. I'm 31. I'm still young. Got a lot more living to do, a lot more lessons to learn. So we'll see. We'll see where life takes me.
You got your name for it? Can we get it? Can we get a sneak preview?
I don't have a name for it. That's the one thing I'm having the hard time. I'm serious. The outside of my business plan is blank. It's supposed to, the outside of the business plan, you're supposed to write what the name of it is. I don't have it. I don't have it. My nickname's Cece. I was thinking about incorporating that in there, but I'm not exactly sure. I'm still kind of winging it. If I have investors that are the investors that I'm working with, I know they're going to want to have a say so in that as well. So I'm trying not to put too much emphasis on the name, more so on the product, which is what I want to focus on.
Got it. So is there anything else that you want to promote, plug? I know you said you have your Twitter. So how can they find you on Twitter? Because I have your Instagram here. So
same name on Twitter and Instagram. Get them CC. So it's GETEMCECE. You guys can follow me on there. I share a lot of my life. I share a lot of my business life. Oh, it's okay. I share a lot. Guys, follow me on there. Follow my journey. I try to respond to as many messages as I can. And I try to stay active on social media. It's definitely takes away a lot of my time. So
here we go. Shawn, anything else you want to go?
No, I just want to thank you for, being open, transparent, allowing us to, really go another round with you. I know you've been doing a lot of interviews out here, and, we were just curious to get to know a little bit more about who Courtney is and your journey. So we appreciate you chopping it up with us tonight. Really was good getting another aspect and perspective on who you are.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. I'm appreciative of you for reaching out to me and giving me a platform to really speak on who I am. So thank you both for having me. I appreciate it. I really do.
Thank you. Before we completely go, is there anything else that we might have missed that you want to get off of your chest and forever just put it out there and dead it?
I don't know. You guys, I don't. I think we've talked about a lot of different things. Stay tuned for the reunion. That was another long 12-hour day. So the reunion is crazy. Let's just say that the reunion is insane. It's crazy. kind of what I touched on earlier about the separation and some of the cast. You will definitely see it come out more at the reunion. So just stay tuned. Get your popcorn ready and just get a good laugh, because man, you guys are in for a real treat. You really are.
Thank you. Well, we'll definitely love to have you back after the reunion so we could talk about it some more, if you don't mind.
Can't wait.
You'll have more free will to talk about whatever it is that you like at that time.
Absolutely. I'll be able to, then we'll be able to actually talk about the last half of the season and the reunions. I'm trying to like tiptoe around what I'm.
I think we'll probably arrange something that we can have you and Libba and possibly Carrie up on here all together. That'll probably be awesome and stuff, because I love me some Libba. We had a great interview with her.
Yeah, Libba's amazing. Me, Libba, Carrie, Aisha, and Tasia. That's my group right there.
I don't know if Shawn can handle all that.
Oh, girl. Oh, girl, that's my core group. Those are my group of girlfriends. If we're going out, it's the 5 of us. If we're in a group text, it's the 5 of us. We are tighter than tight. You know, those are my girls, you know, unapologetically themselves. And those are the type of, you know, Black women that I want to hang around. So.
Well, shoot, we'll try to make it happen. We'll try to get all of you 5 up here. Yes.
I love y'all back. Live, you know how much I love you, babe. She is boy to be around. I swear, y'all. If y'all are ever around Libba, she is the bubbly personality. She is amazing. So, live.
Yes.
Yeah, she's dope. She is one of our first interviews we did. So we had such a good time with her.
It was so much cut left of her. I was like, granted, her man was not there and stuff, but we would have loved to see more Libba.
I know. Libba's amazing, though. I'm telling you, the right man is right there for her, and I'm gonna be there with my guns blazing like.
Well, you're not gonna need your guns if he the right man.
We'll see. We all have our own personalities in the group, so that's the one thing I love about having 5 different friends that all hang out. We all have our personalities, and you know, we know who to go to when we need advice. We know who to go to when we need someone to keep a straight sharpshooter, the protective one. We have we all have our own roles. So I love it. It's a beautiful sisterhood. And, you know, I couldn't have asked for a better group of girls to film with. So
who's the tallest one?
Probably me. Libba's the bubbly one. Tasia. It depends which Tasia. You might get the fun Tasia, or you might get the Tasia that might be on your ass. I'm probably the goofball, funny one. Libba's bubbly. Aisha's a straight shooter from New York, and Carrie's the happy medium that keeps us all together. So it's like I said, a beautiful sisterhood. I could not have asked for a better group of friends. I love them to death.
Okay, starting 5. I see y'all. I'm about to be on the alternate. I'm gonna be the 6th.
Got it. You're welcome to join our group for sure.
Y'all gonna have to meet me on the West Coast. I can't do that. I can't do that East Coast weather. I can't. Not at summertime. I'll be out there. Summertime, y'all got me. CC is the protector. She said you the protector.
How am I the protector?
You trust Leo. You the protector. That's why you got your gun out for the Mr. Right of Libba.
Okay, if Libba said it, then she's not lying. Libba said I'm the protector and the Spitfire.
Yeah, we can attest to the Spitfire for sure.
And I don't like people messing with my friends, man. Like, just leave them alone. Like, come for me. Libba knows. I love them girls. I love them. Those are my babies.
Shawn, no, that's how I am with the group. So.
Oh, for sure. Oh God, don't get Jay. Don't get on Jay's bad side.
Don't tell me you got a problem with somebody, because automatically I have it forever.
Oh gosh. I cannot wait to go back and watch this video and read these comments. Like I said,
they've been showing you so much love. They've been showing you so much love.
Oh, thank you. Thank you guys.
Yes, no, everybody has definitely really appreciated the things that you've shared. You got a lot of love, so definitely feel free to look back at the comments.
Mm-hmm. She has a different side of you. She loves you. Libba loves the lioness.
And I'm the youngest one. I'm the youngest one out of all the girls. So if I'm the protector, that's scary.
Yeah, you got the energy to do it for the longest.
I love it. Love it. Well, all right, guys. Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you.
Yes, we appreciate you.
Bye, everybody.
to everybody out there, thank you guys for joining with us and sitting through this with us. We had a great time. Courtney was amazing. I hope you guys enjoyed the interview as much as we did. And you know where to find us when you guys need another round and another round with Jay and Shawn. Until then, you guys keep your glasses full. We love y'all. Bye.
Bye, y'all.